Before Clara can ask which of them, he gives a bitter chuckle. All three. Then Lucien glides into view. His presence already darkens the room as he passes. Jackson grips Clara's shoulder. She breathes in sharply. Lucien's gaze is fixed on her across the room, predatory and fierce. She looks away, breath caught in her throat. Lunch is over. Clara awakens, tangled in sheets, breathing fast. The taste of iron lingers in her mouth. She glances in the mirror and sees something in her own eye, iridescent glint in the pale moonlight. She drifts into a new dream, orchard ringed with black roses, white marble beneath her feet. They bleed when she steps, each drop echoing through the night. Lucien kneels before her, voice hushed. I had to feed. The words echo into her chest like a vow. Suddenly, Dorian appears, spectral and urgent. He reaches out, trailing a pale finger across her collarbone. You share my mar, he says. The roses shriek, petals splintering into the sky. You're more than human, and they both still want you. Clara jolts awake. Her room feels suddenly smaller. She hides beneath blankets, mind racing. More than human. What part of her is Alfred hallucination, and what part real? Last time on Midnight Thirst, Clara moved to Ravenwood, expecting an ordinary life, but one bite changed everything. At a bonfire party, the mysterious and dangerously alluring Lucien marked her. Jackson warned her to stay away, and Dorian whispered from her dreams. Now, 3 supernatural boys are circling her, and Clara is no longer just human. Dusk settles over Ravenwood with an uneasy hush. Like a breath held too long, the townsfolk proceed with their routines, unaware of the storm brewing in teenage hearts. Clara Evans, now living her second week in her new town, moves with heavy anticipation. The bite on her neck pulses softly, a constant reminder of how irreversibly her life has changed since that party. The next morning, the school feels oppressive. Clara's locker stands ajar. Her books are there, but her confidence is missing. When she touches the cover of her notebook, her fingers feel numb. She knows she needs to face the day. Hesitant footsteps lead her to the lunchroom, and there she finds Jackson waiting, leaning against a locker, brows furrowed. You okay? He asks. She puts a hand to her throat. My neck. Its tray still sore. He nods without ironies. You really need to be careful, Clara. Around them. At dawn, a single text from Dorian appears. Meet me at the cemetery, midnight. The Ivnite finds Clara in Ravenwood Cemetery, ghostly and still. Moonlight falls on lichen-covered tombstones and skeletal oaks. She approaches a crumbling chapel, every footstep echoing. Inside, Dorian stands behind the altar, pale blue eyes glimmering. The air feels charged like live wires around his figure. She steps forward. Her voice shakes. Dorian reaches out his finger, tracing the bite mark on her neck. Your blood is ancient magic. You carry witch lineage, dormant but powerful. My coven prophecy calls you the key. His tone is soft but fierce. Someone wants to use you, to control or destroy. A sudden harsh cough. Jackson steps out of the shadows. Fists clenched. Deverian, I told you, leave her out of it. Clara stands between them, breath rising. I don't belong to anyone, she murmurs, but her voice betrays the tremor of uncertainty. She hiding day at school, everything feels fractured. Lucien lingers near lockers, watches her every move. Jackson crosses her path at every corner, offering silent reassurance, and Dorian remains a ghostly undercurrent, flowers left in notebooks, notes on her desk in forgotten script. In the library, Clara frantically searches blood witches on school terminals. Her pulse races. Legends tell of mortal women with vampire ancestry, witch blood carriers who can bind vampires, break curses, even extend immortality. One prophecy calls them Moon blood bearer who will bridge world. She learns about blood rituals and inheritance. Some believed eternal youth came only at the expense of human sacrifice. The next text arrives. Lucien, we need to talk. Abandoned church, tonight. Midnight, the abandoned church looms, broken windows and cracked altar. Candles blaze at mysteriously placed spots. Clara enters to find Lucien standing center stage, a chalice in his hand dripping dark crimson liquid. Drink with me, he whispers, voice velvet and menace. Swear loyalty, never leave. Jackson bursts in, anger radiating. Don't you dare. Clara steps back. Lucien gaze flicks to Jackson. Their laws demand trust from both party. Clara picks up the chalice, finger trembling. Jackson gasps. Lucien's expression tightens. She lifts it to her lips and halts the altar shadows. Dorian steps forward and upends the chalice. Wine drips across broken tile. No, he says, there is no pact. Lucien Predatoy, control spikes. Jackson fist grips Clary's arm. Panic and desperation crackle in the stale air, until suddenly the walls shiver. Clara feels it. Pulse of power through her bones. Standing straight, she extends trembling hands and unlashes a wave of raw moonlit energy. Lucien, Jackson, and Dorian stumble, locked in place as glowing runes flash in the air, illuminating their faces. She gasps. Stop. Not yours. I'm mine. Realizing she not the prey, they are at home. Clara wraps herself in blankets. Mind swirling, she checks her phone. Lucien, we talk, Jackson. I wait. Whenever you ready. Dorian, let me be your protector. Outside her window, the moon peers in. Clara whispers to the darkness, voice fierce. I don't belong to anyone. She knows the war isn't over. It's only beginning. She has awakened powers. 3 supernaturals orbit her. Desires, loyalties, madness, all tied to her magic. 3 Kiss of Chaos magic has been unleashed. Loyalties Frey Lucien teeters on losing control. Jackson risks pack rebellion. Yorian will break the world for her. Her kiss could break them, or bind them forever. Kas is coming, woe's her fate, or doom them all.